Gonna get us started.
I'm not good at sit-down videos at all. Oh.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear.
Hello, happy peoples! Q&A. So, do we know what we're doing?
No idea what we're doing.
Have we ever done a Q&A before?
We've never done a Q&A.
All right. So bear with us. If this is not right, just please give us some grace.
We're going to try our best.
We had some questions sent. We kind of print them out, and we appreciate that. It's actually kind of, it's kind of humbling. People actually asking us questions on something. So.
About ourselves. Like stuff about us. It's weird.
Mountain Mama. How old are the kids? Oh, there's 3 questions here. How old are the kids? Where did you and your husband meet? Have you guys always lived in Alaska? Maybe I'll like reverse that. We'll start on the back here. Have you guys always lived in Alaska? I'll do mine, then you.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Okay, I was born and raised in Alaska. Actually born right in Fairbanks.
Mm-hmm.
And
right where all three of our kiddos were born. He was born at that same hospital.
Alaskan to the core.
Alaskan to the core. I was born in Aurora, Colorado. I only lived there till I was about 2, so that doesn't technically really count, but then I moved to Virginia. My dad was in the military, so we got transferred there. Lived there till I was about 9, and then we moved up here in 92, and I have been here ever since. And my family actually moved after me and him got married, and they live in Arizona now. So, and they are retired there.
They left us.
Oh,
I don't know if they were trying to tell us something or what.
It was before any of their grandbabies were born too, so I'm kind of sad about it. But yeah, so that's pretty much this is home. This is home.
This is home. Mm-hmm. As weird as that sounds, when it's 20-something below outside and the car doesn't start.
But this is home.
This is still home. Where did you and your husband meet?
Go ahead, honey. Where did we meet?
We met at church, actually.
Yes, we did.
We were at church. That's probably the easiest way to answer that one. Mm-hmm. Gentlemen, if you want to find a good girl, you're going to find her at church, okay? That's how it works. Third part of her question, how old are the kids?
Audrey is 9, Evelyn is 5, and Garrett is 2.
2.
Terrible 2s.
2 going on 22.
Amen. Every day.
From Killer_Queen, how did you and Bert meet? And how old were you?
Well, we already said that we met at church.
Mm-hmm.
And
how old were you?
I was 17.
She was 17.
17. I was a youngin'. How old were you, Bert?
I was 22.
No! Cradle robber! Cradle robber.
Next question here is from Zombie Kiss. How and why did you decide on homeschooling the girls? Love you all.
Aww.
We love you too. Thank you very much. Go ahead, take this one.
Well, Bert and I were both homeschooled ourselves. So it is kind of something that we are very familiar with it. And we know things that we like about homeschooling, and there's some things that we don't like about homeschooling. So we were trying to figure out what is the best fit for our family. And we were decided, well, let's give it a go. So I am the primary homeschool parent. Bert definitely is very influential in what he wants to see happen.
Mostly her.
Yeah, but he gives me direction, and sometimes.
I like to think I'm like the principal,
He's the
but
principal.
she's the teacher.
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
thought there.
So why did we choose that way? It was kind of more, I guess I would say, intentionality on what kind of direction and purpose we wanted for our kids. We felt that this was the best fit for what we were trying to accomplish with our kiddos. I absolutely love spending time with my kids all day. I mean, I have them with me all the time so I can interact, know what's going on in their lives, what they're learning, things like that. I actually enjoy that. Now, there are times where I feel like I'm going to rip my hair out because it is very hard, vice versa, to be with your kids all the time and there is no reprieve. So it's kind of finding that balance of kind of what works for you. But we really like it.
Something that I was taught is control the effect that your environment has on you, but you can control your environment. So we try to create an environment where the kids can learn and nurture the way that we feel is appropriate. I don't know how you guys are, but you ever get exposed to a bad child or a bad friend when you're younger? You guys can probably still remember that. And we're trying to limit that as much as possible and trying to keep good, positive people that are going to influence them the way we think is maybe more appropriate. So I mean, as soon as they get exposed to something maybe that's not right, you can't unexpose them from it.
Or maybe just something that they're not necessarily ready for right now. There's going to be things that they're going to need to be exposed to, because we're not going to shelter them and keep them in this little dormitory forever, but there's kind of a time and a place to maybe let them out there and experience those things when they're ready and not super, super young. Whereas a lot of times I've seen or talked to friends that have these things that have come into their home that they've had to deal with that we haven't necessarily had to deal with quite yet. Now, not saying that they won't come down the pike, but it just kind of gives you a little bit of time.
A little bit of time.
But we love it, and we hope the kids like it too, right, kids? You love your mother being your teacher. April Lazari, I got a combo one. If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why? And if you could have 3 prayers granted, what would they be? Superpower. I'd want to fly. I know I'd want to fly. I might get a little scared because I got that like that little stomach, like where you go over a hill and it's like, whoo! Oh. I'd have to learn how to control it real good. But I think I'd want to fly. Ooh, or read minds. Ooh, I don't know if I'd want to read minds. Nope, I'm gonna stick with flying. What about you?
I want to be able to see into the future.
Oh.
That's what I'd like to do.
That could be scary too. Maybe we just won't have any superpowers. Three prayers granted, and what would they be?
3 prayers, boy.
Prayers.
I mean, we're kind of grateful for what we have.
Yeah. I would say something that I've prayed for ever since we started having babies was ease in having babies, to allow me to be able to have them easier. I would say that that'd be one of my biggest, probably the biggest prayer.
That's our biggest struggle, I think, to date, if I had to pick a struggle. 3's a lot. Be that our children would marry well.
That's
I think would be very important. And the third one, would probably the most important, is that all of them would become Christians.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we
There's
go.
our 3.
That's our 3.
Big one?
Your voice is annoying. No, I'm just kidding.
You see what I'm dealing with?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I probably messed up your hair.
All right, Mrs. Chi. Yes, would love to see a Q&A. Do you and Bert exchange Christmas presents? Or do you do it for, it's kind of cut off here, for the kids only, I think is the
Oh yeah,
last
for the
part.
kids only.
We do exchange presents. This year though is a little bit different than some because we're trying to conserve some money, so we're not spending as much maybe as we normally would on each other, but we do give presents. Here's the deal with my wife. She actually loves special days. Anytime there's a special day, I don't know if you ladies relate. She likes her special days, which means on Christmas, she likes presents.
Well, I'm very sentimental, so I like very thoughtful gifts. I don't like to get something that you don't really put a whole lot of thought into, where it's just like, oh, here. But if it's something that is like practical and something that I need.
Like a skill saw.
Awesome. Yeah, just like a skill saw.
Maybe some fish.
Maybe. I mean, those are all great options. But I don't know, I really like thoughtful presents. And I really like to give thoughtful presents. So yes, we are exchanging.
We do exchange presents.
We do. But we do a lot for the kids because they're kids and we live vicariously through them during Christmas time.
Do we not all do that?
Because
We
it
all
changes.
do that.
It's so much fun. I love it.
All right. This is Blondie Locks. That sesame chicken did look bomb. It is good.
It is super good.
You said daylight is limited out there. What time does sun come up and go down?
Ooh, we should get accurate. We should get accurate on this one.
Oh, accurate? Accurate?
Accurate. I can be accurate. Let me take a gander. The sunrise today was at 10:51 in the morning, and it's set at 2:38.
Ridiculous. That's why it's so stinking cold here right now.
It's a little bit of daylight. So how long is that?
Like about 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours of daylight
today.
But the sun never really gets up in the sky. It just kind of stays at the horizon. Like you can see it just a little bit above the
Like
trees.
hazy.
And then done. Yeah, but we look forward to the summertime because then it's up all the time. So we go for this little bit. It's not too bad. It's pretty out sometimes when it's not super cold. But then it's summertime. Then in the summertime it's like light all the time.
Are your kiddos homeschooled? Northern Pineapple asks.
Northern Pineapple. Yes, they are. As we answered before, they are homeschooled, and they are 4th grade. Audrey's in 4th grade. Evelyn is kindergarten/1st grade. She does a little bit of both, and then Garrett is technically preschool. He learns right along with us because he has no other choice.
Whispering Cove Farm. What is one of your best memories of Christmas when you were a child?
Ooh, best memory. When I was a child, I would say, I guess that just the anticipation of Christmas morning. My parents would always come into our rooms and actually wake us up. We would never be the ones that would rise up, so it was like my parents were the ones that were excited, and they would come get us and wake us up. And then they would always make the tree look different than how we've seen it all throughout the month of December. Like it looked different, like they'd pile the presents different, or they'd bring out bigger presents that they'd been saving. And it was always like, oh my goodness. And then probably my dad reading the Christmas story. I always really enjoyed that. It like set the tone of everything, and it was just a really relaxing time, and we'd sit on the couch, and it was just nice.
Childhood memory,
For Christmas.
we were always allowed to open our stockings before our parents woke up. So it would probably be that. And we were allowed to, whatever little presents we could shove in there. So like literally they were just heaped over and just in like, they were in our stocking. So
you got to pick presents from under the tree and cram them in your stocking?
yeah, I could, whatever would fit in there was fair game before mom and dad woke up.
That ain't happening.
So you try to push for the larger stockings. Everyone had these little stockings, be like, boom.
Get the really big ones from the store. That's funny. Evie Ronker.
How long have you been married?
How long have we been married? Did you just insinuate that it feels like forever?
No, I was just trying to remember.
Okay.
It seems like 10 minutes.
10 minutes. We've been married 12 years, right?
12 and a half.
12 and a half years.
12 and a half years we have
Yes.
been married.
And funny that we're doing the Q&A now is because today is the day that Bert asked me to marry him. Yes, December 14th was the day that we actually got engaged, and I actually have some footage that I can show you guys. Oh my gosh, I went and pulled it off of our DVD. I had to go through a whole rigmarole to do that, but I'm gonna insert that here so you guys can check it out.
We'll go ahead and share this. So here's the deal. We, after I had permission, of course I asked her dad's permission to marry her, and after he gave his permission, it's kind of a whole process there too, but after he gave his permission and purchased a ring, I had to work an entire month of overtime working nights in Fort Greeley to be able to buy her ring, I remember, because I was an apprentice. I didn't make very much money at the time. Anyway, I had that, and she was in a performance called the Living Christmas Tree. The Living Christmas Tree was a lot of churches would get together. They had this big tree that you guys, I guess you could show them, big tree, and they'd have different specials and stuff.
And you stand in it. You stand in the Christmas tree, and it like almost reached the ceiling. It was awesome. It's a choir. It's a big choir performance with some skits and whatnot that kind of corresponded with it.
And I did not know this at the time. They also put it on TV. I guess it's shot on TV. There's about 400 people there at the time, and I didn't really think all those details through. I just knew she was going to be singing a special in it. And I went and called the pastor. I'm like, okay, so I want to find a way to propose to Jessica in this tree. How are we going to do this? And he's like, oh, I got it. It's perfect. It's perfect. We'll call all the people that are doing specials down, and every person that comes, we'll just say we've got like a special presentation or gift. And they did that with the other soloist, and then when it came time for Jessica's time, they had her come up, so she's up there thinking she's gonna get some a present, an award, a light shining in the face.
Like flowers, I think they were doing red flowers.
And then that's, I think, right when this video happens right here.
Enjoy.
We're very special tonight. We'd like to give you a presentation. We have someone special who wants to come and do that.
I'd just like to say before God and the whole congregation. I have the honor to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me?
Now she has to sing after that.
Bear with me, please. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed this Q&A, our first Q&A ever. I hope it's okay. I hope it's not too terribly long. That's my view.
Or boring.
Or boring.
It's okay. You guys, if this is boring, the next video will be awesome. Promise.
We hope.
She edits.
We hope so. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.